All right, everybody. Good morning. Louis Beauchamp, Vice President of Marketing here at Final Expense Direct. Today, I have the wonderful pleasure of speaking to Paul Reece. Paul, our premier trainer now here at Final Expense Direct. You've been with us a little while, my friend. So why don't you take a minute
Absolutely.
and tell us about yourself, your background, how long you've been with us, and then I'll get into some questions about training. So take it away.
Absolutely. I originally come from the collections background before coming to Final Expense Direct.
Yep.
And being in that industry so long, I've seen how it changed and I saw it kind of go downhill. People were beginning to get more educated on how to avoid debt. So it was not any more chance for growth and more finances in that industry.
Sure.
So I began to research industries that would never go away, industries that were always needed. And I always kept seeing final expense coming up. So I had a friend that worked for Final Expense Direct a long time ago, and I reached out to him and I asked him how it was. And he said, "Man, it's been great. It's going good. But it's all commission though." So I was like, okay, well, we'll give it a shot. So I went out and got my license, got approved for a few states or whatever. And, here I am here at Final Expense Direct.
There you
I've been
go.
with Final Expense since 2015. And I've had the luxury of moving from an agent to a manager, back to an agent again, back to a manager, and now I am the sales trainer for Final Expense Direct, and it's been great.
Well, God bless you, buddy. What a wonderful journey. And you've been, I will tell you,
Absolutely.
you've been a serious asset. Your attitude, your communication skill sets are what makes you and different than most people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis because you truly have a conceptual understanding of what this is about building relationships with people on the telephone. So
Absolutely.
you know, my first question is what do you think is the biggest challenge that you have with new agents coming into training?
Well, it's kind of different for because we do have some agents that have never really did this before. So those agents have different challenges from agents who have done this in other places.
Sure.
So I'll start with the agents that have really never really did this before.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge is getting them to understand that this is an emotional sale. This is not something that, it's a business transaction,
Yeah.
but you don't treat it like a business transaction. It's more of a relationship business transaction. So
Sure.
you build that connection and you build that relationship with the people that you talk to. Now, it's completely different from, the people that have done this before and have gone, other places and then come to Final Expense Direct. The biggest challenge I would say is getting them to release a lot of the things that they have obtained and learned at other places.
Bad
Because I
habits.
tell you, bad habits, and we do things so different here. And I appreciate the journey that I've had because I've been able to see so many things that have worked and didn't work. So getting agents to really release those bad habits and buying into what we are trying to do for them,
Sure.
not just here at the company, but also the things that we train on will carry you on in life as well too.
Yeah.
So, that's a good, that's something that I would say is one of the biggest challenges, hurdles to get agents to overcome.
Sure. God bless. It's so true. I mean, people are habitual by nature, and as
Absolutely.
and especially if you've been doing the same thing for a little while, you kind of get conditioned and you don't even know that things are changing and your habits are changing and the way you talk to people
Absolutely.
are changing, so you got to have an open mindset. You got to be able to
Absolutely.
accept criticism, right?
Well, and I'll say
Constructive criticism.
well, and that's another thing. A lot of people, I'm not sure why, but they're not willing to accept constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get into a habit of doing things over and over and over again, and we need somebody that's on the outside looking in to say, hey, I think that is wrong, or I think you can do that better, or
There
why
you,
don't you try this? So, that's a very accurate statement.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
So in general, what do you think? What do you try to focus on? Is it not being a script reader, tonality, listening skills, good questions? What are some of the things that you focus on when you're going through your training cycles with new agents?
well, we focus on the combination of everything from the time that the call comes in until the time that you hang up the phone after a sale. We focus on each and every part of that presentation, and we take it piece by piece. So I'm looking to see if you can, I'm not saying you have to get it right away, but I
Right.
am looking to see if you can understand where we're trying to go. So I understand people don't all learn at the same level. Some people catch on fast, and some people, it takes them a little while. I was always
Sure.
somebody that took a little while, but as long as you can understand where it is you're trying to go, I can work with that. I
There you
can
go.
completely work with that. Absolutely.
So do you think it's something that somebody needs to spend a little bit more time, I guess, mastering their craft or something that it just kind of comes natural is, you know, how much time do you think it takes somebody to kind of get through that? Is everybody a little different? I would guess. I don't know if that's a good question or a bad question, but you got to absorb the information in such a way that you can put it into play, right?
Absolutely.
So what's the goal? What is your goal when you're training people? What is the expected outcome at the end of the class? And I believe our classes typically last anywhere from 7 to 10 business days. You know,
Absolutely.
and there's certain things that go on. So what's the goal? What do you know when to say you're ready?
Well, so my goal is as you come in, as we start rolling, my goal is to get you to a point to where you understand completely what it is you're trying to accomplish on the phone. Like I said, from the time that that call come in until the time that you greet someone by after a sale. I want to make sure you clearly understand where it is you're trying to go. Now, I can't, it's so much information involved in final expense. So obviously I can't give you everything within that 7 to 10 days. But
Sure.
one thing I can tell you is
Homework.
that homework, well, I was getting ready to get there. So I can give you a roadmap. I can give you a good roadmap, an easy roadmap, not complicated, one straight line. Here's what you need to do. Here are the pieces, the basics. Now I'm going to leave it up to you to do your own research, well, to do your own homework,
Yeah.
to study each and every day. Study on your craft, study on your product knowledge, study on your tonality, listen to your calls. And I tell every class, every single class, the point to where you get it and you got it, the faster you can get to that point is when you're going to start earning six figures.
Yeah.
So you determine how fast that point is,
There you
but
go.
you have to know yourself. You have to know your own abilities. You got to know your own understanding. So, like I said, I was the type of person that it took me a little while to get things. So
Sure.
I would be in my agent underwriting guide every day, a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, working on my presentation, recording myself, listening to it, saying different phrases over and over again to where I think I had it down perfectly for me, you
Sure.
know, trying
Sure.
to sound like I'm not scripted, trying to sound like I'm not super professional, but try to make it into like a relationship type base, business transaction.
There
So
you
it
go.
takes work, but each and every agent got to be willing to do their own work.
They got to be able to do their own work, and they got to have the heart.
Absolutely.
Got to have the heart. They got to have the mindset. It's like we say here. It's all about learning to have credible, friendly, meaningful conversations.
Absolutely.
We're not script readers. We've got a script. And like you said earlier, it's a straight line roadmap. But this is really about conversations, you know, and you
Yeah.
gotta be relaxed, you got to be natural. Um, so what do you think? What do you think makes the training at Final Expense different than any place else?
Well, as I said before, we train on not just doing this business and being a professional, but we also do trainings on, things, mindset, stuff that'll carry you on for the rest of your life.
Right.
Maybe your tenure here at Final Expense Direct won't be for the rest of your life. Maybe God has called you to do something else after
Yep.
you come to Final Expense Direct. But some of the training that we do, not just on what we do here, but mindset, each and every Zoom meeting in the mornings, it's not just about training, it's also about mindset. You know, how you can be successful, changing your mind, feeding your mind, feeding the things that you need to do within yourself to be successful. And I think that's really what's different with Final Expense Direct. We care more about the person than just what the person can do,
There
if
you
that
go.
makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. It's a community culture,
It
and
is. It
you
is.
you can see it when people come on board and they grasp it and they aspire to
Absolutely.
it, you know. And you know how you start your day is how you end your day, right?
Absolutely.
And if one can, I
We
can.
all
And
can.
that's our mantras, right? So
Absolutely.
you know, in closing, Paul, I really appreciate you taking some time with me this morning. It's been valuable, and I hope people that watch this video share it. I didn't mention it at the very beginning, but I'm gonna say it right now. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
It's critical that you get involved with who we are, what we do, and how we do it. We're putting out some really good content. So right now, click like and subscribe and be part of the community here at Final Expense Direct. So
Absolutely.
in closing, Paul, what would you say to somebody right now that's watching this video and going through the same kind of motions that maybe you did 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago? You know, what would you say to somebody right now to say, hey, take a look at who we are? Final Expense might be the opportunity for you.
What I would say is when you see this video and you listen to the information that's been provided, if you are undetermined, well, if you really don't know exactly where you need to go or what you need to do, I would suggest that when you listen to this information, all I would say is give it a shot.
There you go.
One thing I've learned is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And you don't know what you can do until you try it.
Yeah,
So if it's in your heart, if something is struggling on you to say, maybe I should give it a try, don't wait. Start now. Reach out to us,
there you go.
set up an interview, give us an opportunity to give you this information. Let's get you in here and let's work on you. Let's make you a six-figure earner.
There you go, buddy. Wonderful way to close. And again, for everybody that's out there watching, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
We got to promote who we are, what we do, and how we do it, guys. And so, Final Expense Direct is poised right now to have an amazing 2025. And with a team member like Paul in your back pocket, because he works, not just 8 hours a day, making sure that you get what you need to be successful. So, we appreciate your time this morning, Paul. Thank you. I know you got
Absolutely. Anytime.
a busy, busy day. Be safe out there. Final Expense Direct, Louis Beauchamp, Vice President of Marketing. Let's go make it happen in 2025, guys. Be safe.
Absolutely.